Great. All right. Let's get started, guys. Hello, everyone. This is a new episode on Jetil podcast. I guess 17th episode. And as always, I'm here. Your might be the favorite host. Muddy's here. And our second host. Let me introduce as always.
The Dragon Slayer. Legendary.
Dragon Slayer. Great.
Grandmaster.
Grandmaster Kung Fu.
Exactly.
Bro,
How
welcome.
you doing, man?
I'm doing great. Thank you. Thank you for being here.
Everybody, please give respect to his new haircut. To Madi's new haircut.
It was just before
First
the
time.
show, man. I had to.
Feels like I think you made some extra money. Or you got paid that,
Great. Yeah. So it's nice to have you as always, bro.
Yeah, man, good to see you.
Yeah. And our guest speaker for today, Samaya.
Hello, everybody.
Yeah. Say hello to the camera.
Yeah.
So,
How are you?
Welcome to Kazakhstan.
Thank you.
She's from Kenya and she's been living here in Kazakhstan for a couple of years. Yeah.
Yeah.
And today we're going to talk a lot about Kenya, about Africa again, and all those similarities and differences. I have a lot of questions to you.
Okay.
Because you are the first, I'd say, probably, well, I suppose you're the first Muslim representative who came to our podcast.
Really?
Yeah. Other speakers, they were all from United States,
Oh yeah,
United Kingdom.
True, by the way.
Yeah, and that's going to be a lot of discussion today. I
Yeah,
guess,
I'm
so.
sorry I went for a handshake, because
Yeah.
sorry, because
That
you never know,
Cultural-
cultural differences.
Cultural references, cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
But some of our people do it here too. I mean, some of our Muslim girls, like, they don't
Yeah,
shake hands.
they
so
do.
it's-
I have a lot of relatives, and then usually when they say hi, and
So it's more about religious.
that's not the first time I did this mistake. I went for a hug and cheek kissing and all that things.
Fuck off, bro. Kind of thing, right? All right.
Yeah.
Good.
And then I realized, oh shit, I fucked up.
Again, right?
Because their husbands are looking at me, and I was like, oh man.
Yeah, all right.
Because
Good.
people get tricked always. Because I have a beard, and they think, oh, he's probably a 5-time praying Muslim guy, and then I disappoint them. I can feel the moment
Yeah.
that I disappoint them, and then it's kind of sad and funny at the same time.
But it's all good, man. I mean, the recent talk we had, so I think, you're on,
I
you're
remember.
on the
Yeah,
way
we talked
to-
about it. Yeah.
So yeah, Samaya, welcome again.
Thank you.
Tell us about the story. How did you end up in Kazakhstan? Like being from Kenya and then suddenly, what
Yeah.
happened?
Why did you
Actually-
choose Kazakhstan?
The background story, actually, I don't know why, the main reason why I came to Kazakhstan. But I remember after my high school graduation, I stayed 1 year at home. So I was looking where to study, and I was thinking of going to Turkey to study in Turkey. But then maybe because of the delay of the visa and all, it didn't work out. And then I remember my mom, actually she doesn't live in Kenya. So she came back to Kenya, and then she was trying to help me to come to Kazakhstan. And then my brother went to he studied in Turkish schools in Kenya. So one of his teachers were maybe she can go to Kazakhstan. There is a Turkish university there. So that's how I ended up coming.
Oh, all right. So you came to SDU University
Yes.
somewhere.
I remember I just applied and they immediately accepted me.
Wow.
So it was so fast.
You see, Turks are doing good, man. They've been, they're everywhere.
What was your reaction when they suddenly accepted you? Did you had any questions in your mind? How that happened so fast or thing?
Actually, I don't know, because they didn't ask for language certificate. They didn't ask for anything. They just accepted me.
Oh, all right.
So
Yeah, thank
maybe,
you for exposing SDU.
maybe.
Yeah. No, I mean, we all had...
I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. Come on.
We all have these questions because the same thing happened with the Kazakh National University, as I'm aware. They started accepting everyone, even without looking for
Well, listen,
certificates or
bro, it's a
diplomas.
business, first of all.
Yeah,
Okay.
university.
Yeah. So it's okay. I'm trying to.
But it's also a good thing for promote Kazakhstan for the foreign students
Exactly,
in terms
man.
of, because we don't really have many foreign students here in Kazakhstan. Lack of tourists, lack of.
Yesterday was my daughter's birthday, right? She turned 8.
Happy birthday.
Thank you, man.
Yeah.
And as I was waiting for her she was in the classroom with her friends partying and stuff. So I was sitting and waiting, and then two Chinese guys walked in, two students. They study in whatever Abai University. Is there a university like that?
Yeah.
They're both from China. They speak in Chinese, and I speak Chinese to them. Like, yo, you guys are from China? He was like, yeah. And then what are you guys doing here? They're like, well, we're here learning Russian, learning Kazakh, and they came to spend time with kids. So the school, they invited these two Chinese guys to share their stories and stuff. Like it's good things are going on, you know.
Yeah,
We just don't notice.
Being more open to the world. I
Yeah,
guess,
it's kind of it's cool. And I'm surprised that Turkish universities in Kenya, like this Turkish guys are doing good, man.
Turkish schools are everywhere. If you
I've
know the
seen-
policy.
I've seen a couple of African guys who speak really, really good Turkish.
Yeah,
You'll be surprised, man.
that's true. So, what's the story after you applied for your educational program, like for
Yes.
bachelor's?
For TEFL.
Yeah, you got accepted.
Mm-hmm.
So then you suddenly decided to go to Kazakhstan?
Yes, I just came to Kazakhstan with my mom. Actually, my sister
okay.
also, she studies in Kazno medicine. So we came together.
What was your major though?
TEFL 2 foreign languages.
Foreign languages. Good.
Did you do some research before coming to Kazakhstan?
No, just like maybe the weather, how is it? Actually, that was the first time I heard about Kazakhstan.
Oh, okay. Oh, you're not like other guys. Our other guys, they watched Borat 1 and 2 and then they just
Yeah,
booked a
everyone does
ticket. They said, they looked at the movie, they said, I'm going.
Yeah, I'm going to that place. Did you had any stereotypes about Kazakhstan before coming? What
No,
people know in Kenya about Kazakhstan?
I think no. Because when I was telling my friends I'm going to Kazakhstan, they were like, where is that?
God.
So I think I also didn't know.
Yeah.
The first time that I heard about Kazakhstan was when I was applying to the university. But I think it's a good place. I think everybody should know
The
about it.
disrespect, man. Kenya, we know Kenya because, we've been drinking Kenyan tea.
Yes.
Yeah. No, Kenya is pretty much popular country among African countries, though.
From cartoons, movies,
yeah.
everywhere you see Kenya. it's
Kenya,
always
Africa. Like when someone says Africa, the first thing that comes to my mind is not Nigeria, is not other countries.
Kenyans are
It's Kenya,
Kenya, yeah.
because first of all, the safari, like
Yes.
like
It's so different, man. Like Kenyans are very kind. I used to live with this guy, Nicholas, from Kenya. We stayed in the one dorm in one room in China when we used to in first year of our bachelor's. And then he was the first Kenyan guy who I was really I was close with him. He was my close friend. We lost touch though, but he's like one of the kindest probably. And then later on, I met a lot of other Kenyans, and then I noticed, man, these guys are really kind. Remember those Nigerian guys?
Yeah.
You can feel it's huge difference with Nigerian guys, man.
I think she understands.
Yeah,
she gets
because
it.
the vibration is so different.
Yeah, that's true. So tell us about when you came here exactly. Like when you just came here eventually.
When was it, by the way? Yeah, how long?
2019. I remember
that was
September 2019.
So
Oh,
you
it's
got
for 5
through
years.
coronavirus here too?
Yes.
Wow. Yeah.
And the January incident.
Wow. You
Yeah,
were
the
also
January
here.
incident,
Yes.
of course. It's been 5 years. When was it? 2 years ago, right?
Yeah.
So you're already like local. You know
Yes.
all the things that are going on here in Almaty. So did you like it?
Almaty? Yes, actually I love Almaty. First of all, when I went to Kaskelen, it's a big difference between Kaskelen and Almaty. So at first, like when we landed to the airport, one of my professors picked me up to go to Isdu, and I was like, "Where are we going? Why is it so far from the
You're
airport?"
worried.
Yes, and it was like so cold. I didn't have my coat or anything.
Wow.
So the weather was the first thing that I noticed.
Mhm.
You came during the winter?
September, end of
September,
September, but it is very cold.
Have you experienced earthquakes before?
No, never.
Was it your first time?
Yes,
Did you enjoy it? Which floor are you staying in?
fourth floor.
What floor?
By the way, bro, are you safe? Like
Yeah, I'm safe, man. I was actually okay. I'm not having a good sleep ever since the earthquake thing because I had to move to my parents'
Yeah.
house because they live in a big villa, so it's kind of safer. and then we got tired of it and we moved back to the city to our apartment, and then you can't sleep.
Yeah.
Like you keep thinking about it. I'm keep waking up at night. So
Yeah.
probably the last few days, 3-4 days, I'm sleeping okay.
Yeah.
You know what I said? You know what? Screw this.
Yeah. Being a family man, having
When you're
children,
alone, it's kind of okay.
Yeah.
I know somehow I might survive. The survival chances are higher.
Yeah.
When you have 2 kids and a wife, and my family,
That's true.
like I'm the only one who sleeps, and then I hear any sound, I can wake up. I sleep very, how do you say?
Like briefly.
Yeah, whatever. Yeah, I'll hear anything, and my family sleeps like they've been shot. Like 3 dogs, they just pass out, and they didn't even hear the earthquake. I had to wake them up.
Yeah. Hey, wake up, guys.
Yeah, so that's what I worry about. And then for the past few days, I said, you know what, fuck this, man. Whatever happens. Like if it's meant to be, what can I do?
Sure.
Like
Yeah.
this life is gonna end anyway.
Yeah.
Okay, but I got a lot of things to do. But if that's what God wants, then what can I do? So you know what? Just forget about it. And I'm sleeping, and I'm ignoring all the alerts,
Yeah. You
all the alerts. Yeah, the whatever.
Okay. And let's get back to your story. I mean, tell us about when you came here. The first thing, yeah, you said you noticed the weather. What about people? The people were different. I mean, I'm pretty sure when you had this Kazakhstan, something appeared in your mind, right? Like certain pictures and stuff. Did you think about Kazakhstan as being a Muslim country?
Yes.
Yeah.
Because of the stand, right thing.
No, actually, my dad knew about Kazakhstan, and he was actually happy. He was like, "Oh, I'm sending you to a Muslim country, so it's good." But then when I came, it's like different.
That's how we like to disappoint people. That's our Kazakhstan. This is our slogan,
Yeah.
Come for disappointment, or like
So
if you
it
feel
was-
bored, come get surprised. You'll see different Kazakhs. Like I always tell Madi, you'll see Kazakhs that are like winning Grammys and doing like crazy things in the West or internationally, doing really good stuff, sportsmanship and all that. And then you'll see some dumb guys that stuck the dog's head into the fridge and then kicking it, just straining.
I think we're just
and
gonna cut this part.
choking a cat. Yeah, you'll see this type of things because that's what we do, and you'll see the government officials sitting and just cursing on the mic.
Yeah.
We have this type of thing, so it's kind of
So different.
Yeah.
I think like in any country. Probably.
now I understand why it's called Almaty, the city of 1,000 colors, because we do have this type of things.
Yeah, that's true.
And it's in
So when you came here, you saw a lot of people here.
Yes, it started from the dormitory when I was living in the dormitory. So it was like I remember like not my roommates, my dorm people, like they used to come and ask me like, "Do you want to go out?" And I'll be like, "Okay, but where are we going?" And then they will be like, "We're going clubbing." And then I will be like, "No," I'll be like, "No, I'm Muslim." And then they were like, "We are also Muslim." And then I used to be like, "What?" No.
Okay, got it.
Actually,
I think we got the wrong copy of the book. Probably that's why.
No, bro.
really, like it's changed my mentality, and I was like, no. Then I tried actually this incident. Like I tried to stay away from Kazakh girls. So many of them because of this. Every time like they wanna go out with me, it's like just going clubbing, drinking like this. But then when I saw like Turkish girls, they're different. Like we used to go like out, enjoy the life and everything. So maybe if I look back, I think this is the reason why I don't have a lot of Kazakh friends. I know so many of them, but like we're not very close. Because in my mind, I remember like they always used to just tell me, "Let's go clubbing and all this."
So
Great.
But did you meet any Kazakh Muslim girls, like proper Muslim?
In the dormitory back then, no. Most of them like they were not praying. But now
it's growing,
yes.
right? Yeah. So it's not only us; it is really growing.
Yeah.
That's really interesting. But I think that one of the main reasons you don't meet them much is because they don't really speak English.
Yes.
And maybe they're a little bit shy to approach and to talk
Yes.
to you because a lot of them are kind of, I don't know, like shy and not sure about their English level. Because I personally, for example, our company, like Jetil, We have a lot of girls who are like super Muslims and like praying and stuff, and then super religious. I mean, Islamic friendly company, you know. But yeah, the problem is that still, I mean, a lot of them.
But you have Jews also in your company, no?
I don't have.
You
any
don't?
Jews. No.
I think like the difference back then and now it's huge.
Yeah, yeah. So I'm just saying that. I mean, I think you still have a lot of things to discover
Yes.
here. So there are a lot of Muslim girls who are like, properly covered. They pray
Do
and
you speak Arabic?
Yeah.
Is it like, did you learn or is it
Yes.
from your family?
No, I learned.
Learn.
Like I remember like my dad, like we were 4 years, my dad used to take us to madrasa and all this. And also then because I also went to primary, which is Islamic primary.
Yeah.
Like we have secular studies and we have Islamic studies. And also I remember like I also went to high school where there's only girls high school. Also like we were doing Arabic as a lesson and also Arabic as a subject.
Oh, that's great.
Wow,
Do
that's
you speak Arabic?
I do a little bit.
Little
kind
bit.
of. Yeah, not sure about my Arabic, but no. I mean, I speak a couple of languages too. Like English, for sure. Kazakh, Russian, Spanish, French, Turkish, though. Yeah, so those are the languages I'm good. But my Arabic is not that good. I just started, but it's really hard, bro. Like if you start learning Arabic, like the literal Arabic, you won't use it
Yeah.
because I mean you just read in this language.
It's kind of messed up because every
All
time I
those
get
dialects and
yeah, every time I get interested in learning it, and then the Egyptian guys comes and he's like, no, that's not the way. You know,
No,
he'll he'll teach you his ways. And then you go to a Saudi guy, he'll say, no, who told you this?
Yeah.
Because like, well, that's fucking Egyptians, man. They're wrong. And then you see a Moroccan guy, he's like, he will
Absolutely
teach you the
different.
total different one. So it's kind of weird, and Algerians speak different.
Yeah. So did you learn that Arabic, which is like literal Arabic? Like,
Yes,
yeah?
Fusha,
Fusha, yeah.
Saudi Arabic.
Yeah, I guess that's like that's similar to Mandarin in Chinese, right? Like the proper one.
Yeah.
Like the official one, the main
That,
one.
Aidos speaks Mandarin, like Chinese, fluently. Is it the same thing with Chinese, by the way? I'm always
It
like,
is.
curious to ask it because,
It
like,
is, man.
I'm if I'm aware, like, all
If
those
you write
regions,
if you write, you can understand each other. You can text each other and understand each other. But if you speak, you won't understand each other. The guy from the north and the south, they'll get lost.
totally different.
That's why they will speak Mandarin, which is from the capital. That's
But
the
what about,
official
for
language.
example, if I'm from Beijing,
Yeah,
so then I speak
Mandarin.
Chinese,
that's
yeah,
Mandarin.
that Mandarin, and then I go to a town or a city which is close to that place.
It is.
Beijing.
It will be similar.
It'll be similar,
Once you go to south, that's it.
What about if I'm from Beijing and I speak Mandarin and then I talk to the Kazakh guys who are from China, for example, is it different than or
No, they will understand, no problem.
it's the same, right?
They'll have dialects. But yeah, but especially the south and the north, when they meet, it's a problem. Southern China is rich, and they kind of claim that the Shanghai, Hong Kong areas, they will always think that they're the elite,
Yeah.
and then they'll look at Beijing people from the north as the rednecks,
Yeah.
no culture, communists, this type of thing.
Yeah.
So when you go speaking perfect Mandarin, go to south, they don't want to talk to you unless you tell them you're a foreigner, and then they will help you.
Wow.
Otherwise, you come in and you speak perfect Chinese. It was like, oh man, this redneck. They'll just ignore you.
But in Hong Kong, it's completely different, right?
Completely.
It's
Completely.
Cantonese.
Cantonese, Guangzhou, Cantonese.
Yeah.
But they can, they cross border. They drive in their cars. It's like it's kind of you have to be there. It's a very specific region.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I mean, so and also I do know that you speak Swahili.
Yeah.
Swahili, Arabic, English,
And Somali.
Somali. Wow. How different is I'm really curious about African languages though. I mean, I know Swahili is pretty spread. Like
One of the most, I think, like
Yeah.
famous ones. Afrikaans is very widespread.
if I'd ever choose to learn African language, that would be Swahili because
Yeah, exactly.
in most countries I can speak
In
right?
East Africa.
East Africa. Yeah.
Yes.
Got it. In Nigeria, they don't speak Swahili. It's
No.
different. Right?
No, man,
No.
they have.
Only in East Africa, most of them, like Tanzania, Kenya, they speak.
My friend, he's from Rwanda. In Rwanda, they also speak Swahili.
Yes, some
More or
parts
less,
they speak.
Yeah. Interesting.
Which part you from? You guys, you from Nairobi?
Yes, I'm from Nairobi.
Yeah.
Wow.
Nice.
Yeah. So tell us about Swahili language. I'm really curious about it.
It's mixture of Arabic
Yeah.
with Swahili. Like most of the words, like you can, when you speak, it's like Arabic words.
I always used to catch my friend. He's speaking Swahili. I was like, I know what you said, because it's Arabic. It's the same. And he was like, no, this word is the same. I was like, oh, really? I was like, yeah, you should be Muslim. He was like, no, he's Christian. I used to tease him like that.
It's just like words from Arabic.
Yeah, like he talks to his mom on Skype, and then he speaks Swahili and understand half of the conversation. And I was like, yo, you guys are speaking in Arabic. You guys are using the Arabic words, so probably you should be Muslim. Come on. He gets angry.
Could you say something in Swahili? Like I'm happy to be here. Thank you for inviting and stuff like that. I really wanted to hear like.
Yeah, let's
Like
go.
asante kunialika hapa, mimi nimekuwa na furaha njema sana.
Yeah, let's pretend we got something. You understood something.
Yeah, and he used to sing this stupid song. I'm sorry about it's about gas, okay? Human gas.
Oh, all right.
Yeah, it's a very very stupid. I don't know if it's a song or if it's a rhyming. Like he used to say it in Swahili, and it sounds funny. Well, this is my students' years, so I was young, and this type of stupid things were funny for me.
Good. All right. Tell me about the cultural differences now. So you came here and then you started immersing yourself into this local culture, local people, trying to communicate with them. What were the difficulties maybe, or maybe the
language? I think the most difficult thing was the language, because like I think also there's a big difference back then and now. A lot of people now, they understand English, they can speak. But I remember in 2019, not a lot of people used to speak in English. So this was the problem. So I used to like maybe learn basic words. And also when I'm going maybe out, I'll ask my friend like to come with me or to the hospital like this. And cultural differences is like maybe how people dress. But normally here people dress like, it's rarely you can see like someone dressing in cultural attire. So it's like same, right?
Yeah.
But like when it comes to food also, there was a big cultural difference.
Wow, that's an interesting question. I really have to ask it. Tell me about halal. How did you understand? Because I'm a person who been to Japan and I struggled a lot with halal food.
My mind, it was like Kazakhstan is a Muslim country, so most of the thing is halal, right? But then I have
we all have this.
Some of my friends are like, no, you cannot eat KFC because the chicken is not halal. I'm like, how? And then they're like, the way they slaughtered it, or you cannot eat this. So it was difficult.
But Kazakhstani KFC is halal.
It's halal?
It has a certificate. If you go there, you will see a certificate. But because the KFC belongs to Arabs for 25 years, our branch of the KFC in Kazakhstan belongs to Arabic company. So the chicken meat is halal. But if you go to cashier, try to look for it's on the wall. You will see the certificate.
Yeah, but it's
actually
I'm pretty sure you also had this thing that it's different, like the green one.
Yes, and the blue one.
And then the blue one, and then people always start arguing like which one is proper one, which one is
not. Because we don't have any authority.
Yeah. No one regulates that thing.
So they usually like say like it's not halal because I don't know, the chicken comes from Russia and something like this. Because like the difference is like in Kenya, everyone that is slaughtering, all of them are Muslim. So you see, like only Muslims are allowed to slaughter the camels, like the cows, these animals.
Though Kenya itself
it's not a Muslim country.
Yeah, how many percent of how much?
Majority are Christians.
Wow, interesting.
But like also like another cultural thing, like difference is like I think in Kenya is Christian country, right? But they try to respect the Muslims. For example, during Eid, there is no like people don't go to school. Like work is closed, but I think here also people still go.
Similar,
They're similar, And also, another thing is like during the school hours, during the Ramadan, we leave the school earlier because they're like, oh, it's Muslim month, so let's let the student go earlier.
Oh, interesting.
Yes, and during the prayer time also, when the time for prayer reaches, like we have break. But I see here is different. I still teach while the prayer.
You have to
Yes.
make
Well, yeah,
everything.
the country. Yeah, so actually, that's why our government is considering to change the name of the country into a Kazakh Republic, something like that.
One of the reasons is because they don't want to present the country as a Muslim country.
Because the stan, because the Kazakhstan, it always confuses people. Just people like yourselves, they will automatically think, okay, it's probably close to Afghanistan or Pakistan.
Although the majority still here is like they are Muslims. I mean, at least ethnically, they're Muslims.
Yeah,
They
ethnically
understand.
Muslims, traditional Muslims. It's kind of weird. I took this to Forbes list. Rich guys from Kazakhstan to China, and then they treated us to dinner, a big dinner, so it had alcohol. They had a few porks and stuff on the table, and then while I'm translating and I'm telling these guys like, hey, like we're from Kazakhstan, we don't eat pork, so these guys, and then I'm trying to tell them, hey, be careful, this couple of dishes are pork. There's a pork in it, and they're like, oh, so we're light Muslims. That's the first time in my life I heard the light Muslim.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Easygoing Jew. Do you remember that?
Yeah, how's he doing, by the way? He's very easygoing.
He's good.
Well, I was talking about him, yeah.
Yeah.
You don't know. Most of them are Jews, bro. These guys. They look white.
Yeah. Have you had such a thing? I mean, trying out something and then realizing that it's not, because I had that thing. Let me just share in Japan. I went to a restaurant. I didn't know the kanji. I didn't know the name of it, so I couldn't read it. So I went there, and it turned out to be like a pork restaurant. Like literal name.
Only pork.
Yeah. So then I went there and I accidentally tried it, but then I didn't know. And then
you felt bad, right?
Yeah, some of the people told me that that was fish. So I tried it and I'm like, fuck, like it was hard.
I tried probably 4 times.
Wow.
And also felt I didn't know.
It felt bad. Yeah, you feel bad about it.
And I asked them like that's chicken. I'm eating that doesn't taste like chicken.
Yeah.
It's terrible.
Yeah. So have you had that? Yeah, you had it. Oh my god.
But no.
Yeah, not pork at least.
I remember like my friends and I, we were going like for a picnic, like, and then I bought beer.
You bought a beer.
Beer. Yeah, all right.
From local shops. I didn't know. I thought like it was just like a normal drink because when I translated it, it showed like it's a drink, but I didn't write beer, right?
Yeah.
So I just got it and we were drinking and we were like, what is this? Is this drink?
Cool.
And my
It's not
friend,
cool at all, but yeah, it's funny.
and my friend took the bottle and she read and she was like, oh, you brought a beer.
Yeah, crazy.
Oh man,
Cool.
So yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
What
you
else?
gotta be- when was it? In Kenya, right?
No,
Was
here
it?
in
Here,
Kazakhstan.
Oh,
Yeah.
it's here.
Yeah, she messed it up. I mean,
It's kind of weird because you go to a supermarket in Emirates, right? And then you will see all these wine bottles, but they're not. It's not wine in there.
yeah. What was
It looks like wine, so I guess they will. The locals drink these things, bro. It tastes very bad. It looks like a wine, but it's not a wine. It's like zero alcohol, and they have these beers, all zero alcohol. They drink those things.
That's really strange.
Really weird. It makes you feel like you're in the game or something. It's like, and then they come here. And also, I noticed. You see, in China, when we go to restaurants, you look for halal. You must look for this thing.
Yeah.
And later on, we gave up. We just eat. As long as it's not a pork, we just eat. Because it's really hard, man. Come on.
Yeah,
You want to eat and you have to look for halal food for 2-3 hours. Well, and then in Kazakhstan, we never ask these questions.
Because we rely, we hope that
But and then if you search, there are actual places that are like considered 100% halal.
yeah.
But most of the places where we eat is not considered halal because they sell drinks.
Many cafeterias in a center, in a city center, they're not considered as halal at
Yeah,
all,
at all.
and they're like a luxury, level
Like the place we met, for
cafeteria.
example, they don't have pork.
Cafeteria, yeah, sure.
They don't have pork at
Yeah.
all, but they're not halal either.
Yeah, yeah, kind of thing. And generally, yeah, that's true.
So it's kind of, yeah, well, it's a very specific place. Well, it's been 5 years, so you probably got used to it.
Yeah.
You call back that. This is some broken people.
Yeah,
Well, the stand thing is just fake. They lie. Yeah.
that's true.
Actually, I
Half-naked
never.
walking.
I never tell him.
You didn't tell.
He'll be like, come back to Kenya.
He'll be worried.
Have your parents ever been here?
Yes, my mom.
Oh, all right. So she probably knows all this. stuff.
Yes. But like, she just came, like, for example, when she brought me, she stayed for 1 month. And also she came to my graduation. She stayed like a couple of weeks, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, then she left.
Tell me about this thing. I mean, though we touched upon maybe the negative sides of it, but then there are also like things
Yes.
that are very good comparatively to other countries. I mean, from the perspective of Islam, from the religious perspective. Could you mention one of those? The things that you like the most, maybe?
Like, the Muslim girls, they're very religious. If
Yeah.
they decide to be religious, they're very religious.
Yeah.
Like, I have my friends that like, I want to start praying, but if I start praying, I don't want to like leave any prayer. But like, I know, like some people, like they can pray today, tomorrow they cannot pray like this. So also when they're covering, like they're covered very well.
Yeah.
They don't wear tight clothes. So I like this. And also I like how like most of the people in Kazakhstan, like they are very friendly. Like I think there's a huge difference. Maybe he said that most of the Kenyans are nice, are kind. But like when I was in Kenya, it was hard to find someone who's kind. Like maybe there are few people. But like, if you go outside and the first days when I used to get lost, I would just stop someone. I'll be like, can you help me? They will help. But like, I think in Kenya, there's a big difference with this.
Yeah.
Also maybe because like in Kenya, I never used to use like the buses and all this because my dad never used to allow us. Also maybe because of this difference, so I never used to see. So when I came to Kazakhstan, I live alone, like I use the bus often. So maybe this is why I see.
And I think people here are, I mean, most of them are being friendly because they see that you're a foreigner, and then they want to represent their own country in good, from a good perspective, and they don't like reject to help you. So then they are always eager to somehow to contribute.
Especially the young people, they're very kind. But like some of the old people.
Yeah. For most of young generation here, it's also a good chance to practice their English. They're like, oh yeah, yo, because there are lack of foreigners. I mean, we can see it. I mean, if you were lucky to find someone who's from a foreign country and speaks English pretty well, you're like, oh, let me talk to you. Kind of losing the chance and stuff. Yeah, really cool. I mean, I always say about this thing often is that in Kazakhstan, people who get into religion, who get religious, they are conscious.
Yes.
They are more conscious comparatively to some of the Muslim countries because they understand that they are doing a very important step.
Spiritual.
Yeah, spiritual step. And then they're like, I have to cover up fully. I shouldn't do this. I should do that. And this. And so
I think like, because like they chose to do this. But like, for example, for me, I never chose like to start praying. My dad was like, you will pray. I never chose to wear the hijab. My dad would be like, you will wear like this. So I think like in Kazakhstan, they do it because they chose it. So if you do willingly on yourself, like you will do it properly. But if you were just brought up in a Muslim country or Muslim family, you will just do it for the sake of doing it. That's why like in Islam, it
at
says,
least for the first time. Yeah?
Yes. That's why actually in Islam, it says like, even though you are born a Muslim, you have to find religion again on your own. Because most of the Muslims, like myself also, I used to just do it because like I was born in this
the
family.
same thing. I mean,
Same thing.
my parents are like, they were religious and they started praying when I was 10 years old. So I was a child. I was a kid. So and I started praying too, like when I was 12 years old. And I did it. I used to do it, but I didn't know what for. You know, I was just like they were always telling me, "Look at those boys that go to mosque. Why don't you do this?" And I'm like, "What the like? Actually, I should probably do the same." So I started praying and so on and so forth. But then it didn't last for long.
Yeah.
It lasts, I don't know, like for a year, for two, and then I stopped. But then I started praying again when I was 16 years old. But that was more conscious choice because my friends started praying too. They were all in the religion. They were all Muslims, proper Muslims though. So then it was more conscious choice back then, and now still. I mean, I'm still. I understand why am I doing this for clearly, because some people, even though they're 40, 50, they still don't know what they're praying for.
Yes.
You know.
Actually, I have this like story about myself. Like I remember I was wearing hijab, right? I'm wearing my abaya and all. But sometimes I used to like post on social media without my hijab. I used to post like with crop top like this. This is what I wanted to be, but my dad didn't know or someone like that. But then I feel like when I came to Kazakhstan, I became a better Muslim because now I live on my own, right? And I try to do things for myself. Like I try to be a better Muslim because I want to be a better Muslim, not because my dad or my family wants me to. So I feel like that's what I say. Like you need to, if you want to be a good Muslim, you need to do it for yourself, not because someone else is doing.
Yeah.
So this is one thing I'm always grateful for coming to Kazakhstan. Like I'm always like appreciative that I'm a better person and a better Muslim because now I do things, I learn more religion because I want to.
Yeah. Amazing.
Because also like we went to madrasa, I was 4 years old, right? And I was just like memorizing the Quran. But I didn't know the meaning behind it. Even though my dad is like, he knew, he never taught us. But now sometimes like when I'm free, I just sit down and like try to learn the meaning and it touches me. So this is good, I think.
Oh, that's good. That's a beautiful story.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's always good to hear someone's, spiritual path.
Yeah.
The growth is, me too. Myself, I'm not religious, but I feel very, very connected to the divine being, the higher power. Yeah. Well, I try not to talk about spirituality with a lot of people because you will come across as a crazy person. If you,
But that's a personal thing, though.
yeah, you talk to this, especially these religious guys. If you talk to them about the afterlife, the God, or the meaning behind everything, if you talk to them, they'll be very
Pushy.
They get very pushy. They get very preachy. They get very uncomfortable talking, and then that's why I first try to understand this guy, this
The
person,
position,
where
right?
he's coming from. Yeah, I try to feel him first, and then if he's kind of okay, because you have to turn off all the, like yourself, like you said, when you're coming from when you're brought up in a Muslim family, you have factory settings, that you are Muslim. That's it.
Yes.
But then you have to find it yourself again. So yeah, it's a very sensitive topic, but yes, I believe in higher power, but I also always say that if to choose only one religion, then Islam should be the way, because it solves most of the
things,
the problem of the world, and it's very clear. I'm actually reading it.
You're self-educating now.
Yeah, I'm reading Quran to understand, because I got a bunch of questions in my head, and then I try to compare a lot of the things from other religions or other spiritual beliefs to what actually the Quran says, and then I find the connection there. So, and then, but as a guidebook to a person that has no understanding of spirituality whatsoever, right? Or if the person doesn't understand, or is not a deep thinker, if he will only practice Islam, he will still live a proper life. So like that's like the perfect guidebook.
Yeah. Without even asking questions.
Without even asking questions. If the guy is lost, some people
Just do
really
this,
need it, bro.
right?
Some
Yeah,
some people really need it in their life
Absolutely.
to live a better life.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. Amen, brother.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. Come to my church later.
Good. So tell us about maybe people. That's an interesting thing too. As I'm aware, like you met a lot of people here too, right? Who are practical Muslims, who are not. Maybe what are the difference maybe in this point? The people's view towards religion. What are there any similarities between Kenya and Kazakhstan, or maybe
About their
differences?
religion.
Yeah, in terms of people's view, like how they talk about religion, how they accept religion and stuff. Like, are people in Kenya in general religious? Like in your
Like it depends also. Like there are some people who are religious, very like they cover fully and all, and there are some who maybe they are religious because their family are religious people. And like I said, like most of the people in Kenya, like today they're covering, tomorrow they're not covering, like this. I feel like it's when you are just forced to be a Muslim.
It's more of a cultural thing.
Yes.
Yeah, kind of. Same thing as in Malaysia
Yes.
and Indonesia.
So
like-
when someone sees, like they're going to be like, "But you're Muslim, why are you doing this?" But then it's different. But that, like here, if they decide to cover, they will cover and not remove and don't do anything.
Yeah.
So that's the difference.
I think that's a huge difference. In fact, I mean, our people when they see someone on Instagram who's covered but they're dancing, clubbing, they're like, what? Like, what are you doing? Like shouting and stuff, like judging, trying to judge. But then it happens somewhere in Malaysia or Indonesia. And then our people don't understand that for them, hijab is something as a cultural thing.
Like this
where,
Arabic
you-
woman sitting and smoking shishas, like
Yeah.
6-7 women all
Kinda
covered up
thing.
smoking shishas.
in
and,
Turkey, like covering, but
Yeah.
drinking or like smoking.
Because once you see a person wearing like that, you automatically assume that person is somehow angelic, somehow higher than you, somehow should be
Maybe it's here,
cleaner
bro.
than
Or-
you. Yeah,
or-
here,
yeah.
here. Like that's what you see.
Maybe that's good even for
That's
our
how
country,
you actually end up with a lot of scammers.
Mm.
A lot of scammers have beard. They have, well, like they always talk about this, use this Islamic words in their conversation, and they will try to seem like they're very religious. And then at the end, they end up being scammers. A lot of things
not
going
everyone,
on.
but it
A
happens.
lot of
it,
them.
It happens, yeah, sometimes.
Happened
which
to
is
me a few times already. So and then it's kind of
but you're also with beard.
yeah.
You're
I'm
like,
also
"Bro,
with
I
beard,
feel
and then I
Don't try to
confuse
scam
people.
me."
Yeah.
kind of thing.
I worked with these guys in one project, like 6-7 guys. They all pray 5 times a day, and then I was working with them. And then Friday comes, we went for Friday prayers together. And then I did my prayer. I came out, and I'm waiting for them in the car. The guy comes, and we're driving. He's like, brother, but you didn't do the extra this and that. I was like, well, I'm not a 5-time prayer. He was like, what?
Yeah.
2 months. They've been working with me. They didn't know. And I was looking at him. I see the disappointment in his eyes. I was like, well, I said, well, that's what it is. I'm sorry
Yeah.
to messed up your expectations. Yeah, well, that happened. But yeah, unfortunately, because of these scammer guys, the whole image of Muslims get ruined.
Unfortunately.
And then you'll see
sometimes.
some girls wearing niqab or hijab, they'd be smoking a cigarette or sitting with the guy, kissing with the guy. These things happened in Kazakhstan.
Yeah, kind of.
And then, so that's why if you choose this path, you better go very,
Consciously.
yeah,
You should understand that
because
it's
you're
a
carrying not
very
only
big
yourself,
responsibility. Yeah.
you're also carrying an image. That's why
course.
a Muslim person should be clean, good looking, always fresh, always kind,
Always
not like this.
self-developing in the
Yes.
process.
You will see a lot of Muslim guys looking dangerous, bro. Like we have a lot of these guys, they just look like killers.
Yeah.
Especially in this, this government service places like Zon, after Zon, you go there, these guys will be just plotting, if we take it, you give me this much money. I can get it done. I can get it done, man. It doesn't look, it's not a good look.
You're exposing everyone, bro.
Yeah, I'll expose everyone's ass, man. It's not a good look.
Yeah.
And
That's
then
true.
Eid comes.
That's true.
You go get a sheep.
Yeah.
That's also is not a good look, man. I stopped going there,
Putting prices high, especially on
Yeah.
the Eid. It's
Like
wow,
last
it's
Eid, I didn't go.
Yeah.
I didn't go. I didn't buy a sheep. I didn't kill because I used to go there with my dad every year, and then 2 years ago I went for last time, bro. It didn't. They lost the sense of that holiday, They paying attention to something else totally, because bunch of guys that never pray, they come in, they try to buy the sheep, and the sellers are putting up crazy high prices, and there's this guy going, we call him mullah, right? In Kazakh,
Yeah.
mullah.
Imam. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Slash imam, whatever. The guy has ugly beard, first of all. Very poor fashion choice. Okay. 2, he was praying for money. So the guy, you buy a sheep, and then the seller whistles to the guy who prays, who says the prayer, and he comes running, and then he's like, and then that's it. He takes your money, and then he goes, and then these guys just take the sheep like it's I don't know, no respect at all.
Yeah.
And I see our sheep are being dragged away like this. The sheep's looking at me like, motherfucker. And then I didn't even know how to feel. I go in there, and they don't give a damn about that. It's a holiday. They just just slice this motherfucker up real fast and then pass the next one. That was ugly. Okay. And then there was a horse being killed right next to it. And I was like, what the hell is this place, man? That place had no spirit at all. The holiday spirit.
Yeah, of course.
It was not beautiful. It was it was like pure business. And the selling guy didn't give a fuck about anything. He was just, the only thing he cared was to sell
more sheep.
Exactly. And the praying guy was to pray more. So he was running around, bro. Literally. I've never seen anybody pray so fast. He comes, okay, God bless you. Let's go. Next one. The next sheep. Okay, cow. Okay, horse.
Yeah.
He doesn't care. All he's thinking about is money at the moment. And these guys who's very greedy to trying to buy a sheep so that he can go and sacrifice it for his sins. So the whole year he's been sinning, and he thinks God's gonna forgive him for that.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing, I think it's just religion on the other hand, but it's all about people.
Yes.
I looked at them, I said, haram. And then I left.
It's all about people, because I don't think it's only in Kazakhstan, personally. I think it happens everywhere where the
Unfortunately,
Muslims
we
are
have
majority. And kind of it kind of pisses me off too.
Yeah.
On the other hand, but though I also understand that maybe we need some time to to at least we have a good, I don't know, like flow of people who are trying to sacrifice, who are trying to slaughter a sheep and stuff. But then also maybe the discipline and stuff comes after,
later.
Yeah,
maybe.
later, kind of.
Inshallah.
Because
let's hope for that. It's gonna come later, because it needs to be very disciplined. It needs to have some regulations or some sort. You know.
Because I see how. Well, let's just talk about the knowledge of Islam. Yeah, not a lot of people are educated about Islam at all. Like if you ask people, like, do you know 5 pillars of faith? Like a lot of them, they don't know, but they might pray 5 times a day, but they don't know the basics of religion.
Actually, it's so simple.
Yeah.
I'm reading the book now, and then I also watched that movie called The Messenger, right? The old movie.
Yeah.
I watched it in 2 languages to know in English, and then I watched the original version with the subtitles. So I'm trying to understand where is it coming from, bro. Actually, it's very simple.
Yeah.
I don't know when or how they turned Islam into such complicated religion. I don't understand.
Yeah.
Because the whole point of the movie was so simple. You know? And then I'm reading the book, so I'm trying to understand.
Yeah. So I mean, a lot of things appeared.
They need to take care of themselves, the basics first, to start living as a normal, very good human being first, and then your actions, and then comes your donations, prayers, and all the other being clean. It comes later. The first, the
good
basics,
behavior.
Fix that first. Our people go for those that not important parts first. They start praying for 1 week. They was like, get some money. I'm going to Umrah. I'm saint now. You can call me, and angel, whatever. Comes back, but he's missing a lot of the main points. He's rude to others. He's cursing constantly. He has like crazy ego. He feels that he's somewhat higher than others.
Somehow up above other people.
That problem exists a lot. So that also ruins the image.
Yeah.
So I think those places, the Islamic organizations that in our country they don't have the certificates they give out. They don't have any power. The marriage certificates they give out they don't hold any power.
You mean the nikah, which is
nikah certificate doesn't hold any.
Unfortunately, yeah.
Well,
religiously, yeah, but not from the perspective of governmental.
That organization,
it doesn't work out.
That organization needs to step their game up,
Yeah.
To have more power
have more influence.
and have influence on people. Because we have a lot of separated Muslim guys. They come to the mosque and they pray in their own way. Like traditionally, we are Sunnis. You go to mosque, you'll see a lot of other guys. They come, they pray in a different fashion. They don't listen to the imam at all. Like they just ignore the imam. They just finish their prayer, they leave.
Yeah. Have you heard about that?
Actually, like about praying, the first time I prayed in the mosque, I was shocked. I started questioning myself.
Wow.
But then I was like, why are they praying? Because like how I was taught, then I checked YouTube. It's the way I pray, right? But the way they do the sujood, the ruku', it's totally different. And I remember like one of the hadith, because I know the hadith, and then I was like, they're doing this wrongly. So sometimes like, or they're praying with their nail polish and all this, but we are not allowed to pray with the nail polish or fake nails. So sometimes I want to approach them, but then I'm like, what if they beat me?
Don't worry, no one's gonna beat you.
Really, I'm so also like the girls pray like with their hair showing, and those that pray properly, they don't correct the others. And I think like in Islam, it said that you're gonna be questioned. Why did you knew this? Why you didn't correct the other person? So most of the time, like I feel like I want to correct them, but I also like something pushes me. Either they're gonna beat me or they're gonna feel like I know more. So this makes me not approach them.
I don't think you should feel guilty about this.
Yeah.
God knows.
I think it's just, I mean, if you can, you should probably. But I'm talking about like if you have chance, maybe, like during the conversation somehow to approach them gently, maybe that may work out. But
you had the intention.
Yeah.
You had the intention, and he knows it.
That's true. And have you ever had this, maybe some hardships during your prayers at your university, or maybe something like this? Because I know a lot of students suffer from this. I mean, they want to practice, they want to maybe pray and do something, but it's really hard for them.
I remember we used to pray under the stairs.
Yeah.
But also like right now at work, like we don't have somewhere to pray, but I pray in my class. They let me pray because I told them. I remember like when they were hiring me, at first like I had problem. Like I couldn't find job because they were like, you need to remove your hijab and all this. And I remember like I was like, no, I will not do it. So when
they asked you to remove your hijab?
They said like, if you want to work for us, like remove your hijab. Even like Turkish schools, they were saying this. And I was like, no, I will not do it. And I remember like the Joe High School, the principal, he was like, no, it's fine as long as like you're teaching. And I also told him, I will also be praying. And he said, yes, you can pray. So I pray in class.
Yeah. That's absolutely normal. I don't think where it came from, like making other people to remove their hijab or like to stop them from praying. I mean, 10 years ago, it was absolutely fine. My mom, she used to wear hijab, and she worked at Kazakh National University, which is pretty much like national university. And then it's way more complicated there to wear hijab. But then she wore it. She had this experience, and then somehow there was a period when something got strict about religion. I think all this influence, Wahhabi and stuff, all this influence became really hard. So then something changed in accepting Islam. I mean, among people. And yeah, starting from that time, everything was more strict about religion. Yeah, that's it.
Because also like my students are not allowed to pray in school, so sometimes like they run to my class and they're like, can we pray in your class? And then I'm like, okay, faster.
Wow, interesting.
Okay.
Yeah, and what was your? What do you have? Maybe you have any plans to about Kazakhstan? Like, do you plan to stay here for a while?
Actually, I don't know.
Yeah.
No, I'm thinking of like applying university like in Europe or something like that, but like also I'm not sure.
Enough of Kazakhstan. Right?
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
we really hope you like it here.
Yeah.
Yes,
But-
actually love it.
Okay,
Wow.
that's great.
We have a lot of cafeterias here. Yeah, a lot of coffees, a lot of restaurants that you might
Yeah.
enjoy.
I hate
And
Almaty
samsa.
during winter. I decided not to live in Almaty every winter now. You won't be seeing me again from next December till
Yeah.
March.
Wow.
Yeah.
We should then try
I
to
did a big
record
mistake.
everything in advance.
Yeah, I did a big mistake this year staying here, but I'll be back for New Year's.
Yeah.
Just so that we can shoot the New Year's special.
I have the same plans, bro. Like, if I'm fine with my business, I'll probably be out of Kazakhstan
It's
for,
so
for winter
ugly.
time because
It's very ugly.
Almaty is.
I got
just
so tired
getting
this
crazy.
year of taking off and putting on, taking off, putting on, taking off clothing, and
Yeah.
it's ugly. Just my wife was.
Where are you
angry
going?
at me. I don't
Dubai?
know, probably Dubai, and then Thailand or Vietnam.
Good.
Somewhere warm, somewhere no snow. Because my kids are angry at me. My wife is angry at me because they had. We never stay during winter. We usually go at least for 1 month.
Yeah.
But this year we stayed 3 months of winter. So
Yeah, cool. All right, Samaya, thank you for being a guest here at the
Thank
show.
you
We
for
touched upon
inviting.
a lot of topics, a lot
Yeah.
of controversial but very important and interesting topics, I think. Thank you for sharing your opinion. It's always nice to see.
yeah,
how
wishing you
people-
best of lucks.
Yeah.
Thank
or
you.
Whatever you're planning to start. Yeah, if you need anything in Kazakhstan, always free to contact Madi. Yeah,
Yeah.
he'll never pick up.
Yeah, if you
Just
need
kidding.
any help with your, I don't know, studies or with your, I was also thinking about maybe if you have any extra time, maybe offering you a job at our center, maybe teaching English and stuff. Because, I mean, yeah,
Actually, I was thinking of finding another job
yeah,
like during the morning hours. I'm free.
That's it.
great, great.
You can just pay me my commission. That's
Great. All right.
10%.
Yeah. Thank you guys for being with us. This is our episode on Jetil podcast. Today's guest was Samaya. And see you soon. See you in the next episodes. Goodbye.